All right, YouTube, Georgia Bigfoot here. I have a dilemma that we are faced with every year with this Christmas tree stand. And this Christmas tree stand is pretty cool. If y'all have seen these, you pop this open and the tree's in it. You can sort of move it around and get it level. And when you're done, you clamp down on it and it cinches this ring and then keeps it from moving. Well, that's great. But for whatever reason, this stand in the very bottom does not have a little spike. There's no spike here. So the trunk, when it's in and you're tightening these up, if it's a really tall tree, it can still shift a little bit at the bottom because there's nothing to hold it in place. So I have an idea. I'm going to try it this year. The depth of this little hole in the middle is not very deep. It's probably half an inch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a couple wood screws and I'm gonna just screw them into the bottom of the Christmas tree stump. So when we put the tree in, I'm not gonna do 4 screws, I'm just gonna do 2. So like if my fingers are the screws, when they go in, the stump will be like this and there's less chance of it shifting on the bottom. Does that make sense? And then we'll go ahead and then tighten up these side screws and we don't want to have them so long that they're putting pressure on the bottom. We just want them to be in such a way that if it tries to tilt in the stand, these little wings will catch the screws. I don't know, sounds like a good idea and also sounds like a bad idea. But I think we're gonna try it. And you gotta be careful when you do this because when the screws are in the bottom of the stump of the tree, you don't want to then, when you're pulling it out, like throw it on the floor and the screws, gouge across your hardwood floor, your carpet or whatever. So let's get some screws, screw it in the bottom of the tree and see what happens. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I put these screws in. They're not more than a 1/2 inch long. And they're roughly in the middle. And when we set the tree stand in, that ridge will be here. And in theory, we'll sort of keep it from sliding back and forth. I'm almost tempted to put another screw here and a screw here. Have 4 of them. I mean, why not? And so when we set it in, I think I'll do that. All right, so this is with the 4 of them in. None of them are more than a 1/2 inch, so they won't bottom out in the little plastic trough. In theory, once it's in, it'll kind of keep it from sliding around on the base. And it'll slide around a little bit, but if we got them closer, of course, there'd be less chance that those will slide in at all. All right, let's see what happens with this. By the way, this little screw set came from Harbor Freight. It was like $4. I use it on my trail camera mounts. It's been a great little kit. And it was cheap. All right, so I just slid it over. Get it propped up on this. You see when I grab it here, it only twists so much because it's engaging with those screws. And now I'm gonna cinch down the metal screws. Let's see what happens. All right, this is with it clamped in. I don't think we're gonna be able to see much in here, but let's see if you can see anything. And there's the screws screwing in the side. Cinched in. Seems, when you screw these in, if they don't hit square on, they'll kind of work their way along the edge of the trunk. But it's seems to be pretty good to go. So it's in, and that was good to be able to lock it in the bottom And I do need to do some shifting on it, but when I do this now, it doesn't slide in the base. As it had been doing before, because for some reason the people who made this stand, okay, so you can see it's tilting quite a bit. I need to pop up the little lever and adjust it, but it's not, if I not put those screws in there, it would just twist like that and tip over, because I've been doing that over and over. I sort of feel like when we first bought this, it might have used to have like a little spike in the bottom and it broke off maybe. But they probably know that. They're like, hey, we're gonna sell you a $70 tree stand and the little plastic thing's gonna break off and then you're screwed. Well, get some screws and screw them back, so to speak. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody.